Yes, 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 and yes, yes, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Yes, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, and welcome to, as they would say, welcome to the Ktng Morning Show. And before we do anything, we'll make sure that we all have our prayer for the day. So I do want to thank Jah. Make sure your hands are up. I thank Jah for my first rise in the morning, my breath every day, for my ability to help those who cannot help themselves, and for being compassionate towards my enemies, even though they deserve a catada and a culo. But most importantly, make us better human beings on this planet to serve you as we can, as best we can. And also take advantage of the opportunities that you guide us upon, and making sure that we stay awake to your calling. Jesus Christ, we say these names. Jah Rastafari, Jah Rastafari, Jah Rastafari. And to His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie, 227th heir to the throne of Jah, Jah Rastafari, Jah Rastafari, Jah Rastafari. All right. That wasn't so bad, now was it? Start your day off like that and everything, and I guess 9 times out of 10 what will happen is that you will have what is known as, a pretty good system to balance you throughout your rest of your day. So always have a prayer in mind when you get up and so forth. So that means, you make it meaningful, you make it spiritual, you make it soulful and so forth. So this way it keeps you on an even balance. Stay prayed up, as I would say. All right? So while we're doing that and everything, we're going to get ready for our show here, as it is coming up in the next 20 seconds. So I got something new for you guys. And let's see if you guys can actually handle this. All right? Because this is like straight up craziness. All right? All right. So if anything, people, on 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. And now, babies and babyettes, new generation, old generation, generation Y to Z to X. This is the Ktng Morning Show! Oh, what? Okay, you can only get with so much of that. Anyway, on YouTube, on Facebook, and live from our website at ktng860am.org. This is the Ktng Morning Show. I am your host. That's right. This is the new thing I was talking about. I am your host. From the top of the mountain to underneath the 25 freeway. Okay, let me start that again so I can get real good with this, all right? From the top of the mountain to under the 25 freeway, the host from both coasts. It is the best in the Midwest, so don't test or catch a dirt net with a bullet hole in your chest. That week on the peak of Pike, No Tina and Ike, all color vision on Facebook and YouTube. Booyaka, booyaka, we start the week up for you. Okay, so coffee for the attack and laugh, because this is the Ktng Morning Show on track. Morning, break your fast, because the evolution of revolution is everyone's solution. So let's get it on and blast the cause for being that ass. Yes. Okay, it's a little lengthy, but I'm going to trim it down and so forth as I go. And you guys let me know exactly what you leave your comments here, join the party, smash the like and the love button and so forth. Subscribe to the channel as well on YouTube, and also hit me up and give me a like or two and so forth. We're trying to make it to 500 before the end of the year. That's a good thing. Now, out of 490,000 of you, I suggest that somebody press something. Okay, at least that much. Okay, so here we are, mid-February, and we are in the middle of what is known as the African Mental Liberation from Diasporic Mystery and Black History Month. I know it's long-winded, but I had to do this for fun. Okay, so now it is time for you to open your mind to freedom and know the price to get it. Alrighty, so if anything, all my brothers and sisters and so forth, we got 3 things that are happening that I changed in the show and so forth, so I'm going to let you know how that worked. First is always going to be like, what the hell happened to my ass? All right, so here it is. I got high yesterday. Okay, and that was pretty much it. I just sat up here and just loaded. People kept coming over. We got getting loaded, all the way up until like about 12 o'clock midnight. I mean, that's pretty much a long ass time for me to be partying like during the middle of the damn week. But it is thumping Thursday, so just okay. Anyway. So I was loaded. Dave, when you take a day off, take a day off. Okay, just take a day off mentally. Okay, you know, make your spirits in a good place, let your body heal. I guess that was like a forced day off. Anyway, let's get on here with our show and so forth, because we have another thing that we're going to do in structure. Okay, so you'll have what the heck happened to my ass. Okay, I'm still, putting up I'm still waiting on a call from like the police department to file a damn police report and so forth on Western Union. Keep in mind, people, these people have gotten away, almost got fined for allowing terrorist funds go in and out of this country. But now they're issuing counterfeit money. Count your dough and look at your dough before you go out the dough. Okay, count your dough before you leave out the dough. Especially with Western Union, they can be passing you fake 20s, fake 5s, fake 1s, fake $100 bills all damn day long. And I'm about to get in the corporate's ass later on this morning. Anyway, let's see what's happening with, today in history, today in his story, not ours, his story, okay? And then I'm going to ask a question behind it. 1898 battleship Maine mysteriously blows up. Okay. Out of 200 celebrities standing there, and you can actually see the people. You can basically see approximately 2 black people. 2 black people out of that whole thing. All right. Let's see. Soviet troops in 1989 leave Afghanistan. Think 9/11, dumbasses. Okay? The Soviet Union announces that the last of its troops have left Afghanistan for more than 9 years of military intervention. Well, see, I've been saying this for the longest time. You guys better check the fucking history on this. All right? 9 years of military intervention. And guess what the NRA was doing? We were basically giving Afghanistan, means to defend itself. Okay? And when they did, with rocks, sticks, a few M16s, where was the rest of the payment, United States? Where was the payment, America? Where was the payment that you owed them? Was it $98 billion? But instead, we would go over there to create a war machine, create a war machine complex, and let's see, 2013 meteor explosion. Like a Saiyan attack. But the point I'm trying to make here is that there is a question central to a lot of these acts of violence. And I got that in the form of a question, which is the question of today, all right, from Dr. Nigel Daring out of Florida, which is, got some racist ads from some Republican governor that wants to, rid sanctuary out of the state and so forth, and try to push amendment like, Jeff Sessions, all that crap. Anyway, he goes, for example, I'll give you guys an ideal. Yesterday, 15 students were shot up, inside of a school, by somebody that basically had, mental issues, all right? Okay, now, there are 2 things here. There's mental issues and the action that happened being shot up in the school. Okay, so he asked, how come we never hear, for example, of a student in Nigeria shooting up a school? Why do we ever hear of such incidences in Guyana or India? Why does this kind of violence, affect American society particularly? Okay, my reply to that is quite simple. I'm reading a few other replies and so forth that are quite mournful. And in that mournfulness, we got to understand, people, that there were 15 people that basically got executed because the guy was simply expelled from school. Okay? All right, now let's start where this behavior originates from. It originates from the home. Simple as that. It originates from the home. Okay? And when it does originate from the home, guess what happens? That means it is the parents' responsibility to make sure that their child is maladjusted, whether they have issues or not. Okay? Whether they're taking medication or not. Okay? That sort of thing. And so we're going to get to a point, and this is practically within your biblical context, that we are going to murder an innocent. We're going to kill an innocent, straight up. We're going to spill blood on the devil for an innocent. I mean, we do this all day through the Illuminati and some of the more secular clubs that happen to, like, you know, drink baby blood and eat babies, you know, the secret societies of the world. Whoa. Okay, but yeah, the question runs. It's like only in a country where only in a country where life basically is not cherished or cherishable. Every life is precious, and for people to basically disapprove or disavow that from that moment of anger. Okay, that really changes a lot. It really does. So the only reason why there's no places like that, there's no incidents like that, is because these are places that are like, that have a great deal of poverty, especially in India. Can't nobody afford no damn gun. I mean, how long do you think you're going to actually keep a gun in India when you got massive flooding, typhoonic flooding every other year? Okay, or better, a lot of these places are like spiritually grounded. Guyana especially, okay, India especially, Nigeria especially, okay. It is haram to take another life. Okay, Africa is basically Islamic anyway, so where are you going with this? Okay, all right. So speaking of African mental liberation from the sport mystery in Black History Month, okay, I know that Dr. Kwaku Lin is running his series African Mental Liberation Weekend. I suggest you guys get a chance to listen to it. I'm not sure if he's going to do like the whole weekend or the whole month. I'm going to do the whole month, day 1 to day 28. So if you want to know something about Black history, how about this? All right. Can anybody name in Black history Black female directors who have made history? Okay. Excuse me. What was that? I said Black women. I didn't say Black men. Spike Lee maybe act like a bitch from time to time, but that's him. Okay. All right, let's go over this. So this way you'll know exactly what movies, these ladies have come close to getting Academy Awards, walking away with the grand prize and so forth, but they've had their limits in working in Hollywood, and most importantly, Darren Malloy. They are quite interesting in what they do produce. So I'm gonna check out Get Out this weekend and so forth, just for the sheer hell of it, and see what I can find. Anyway, let's go with our first honoree for Black History this month, in the present tense, okay? Writer-director Gina Prince Blythewood broke into the mainstream after directing the 2000 romantic drama Love and Basketball. She directed 2 more features since then, both of which she wrote herself, including the critically acclaimed 2014 drama Beyond the Lights. Okay. Ama Asante. Okay. British director Ama Asante achieved critical success after writing and directing her debut film, A Way of Life, in 2004. In 2013, she directed her sophomore feature, Belle, about a mixed-race girl raised in 18th century England. The film was a breakthrough vehicle for star Gugu Mbatha Raw, who also starred in Prince Blythewood's Beyond the Lights. See? Ladies know how to work together. Okay, they do. These ladies know how to work together. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Never mind. This is all working, I guess. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. Here we go. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. Okay. This is goofy. A lot of this stuff is goofy. Anyway, next is Kasi Lemons. No relation to Jack Lemmons, but she has a beautiful smile. Another double down writer-director. Kasi Lemons debuted in Hollywood in 1997 with Eve's Bayou, a southern gothic indie produced by and starring Samuel L. Jackson. The film won her an Independent Spirit Award, putting her on the map as a director to watch. Let's see, Julie Dash. Before 1991, no black female director had ever had a film receive general release. Julie Dash in American Black History, people, changed that. Her debut film, Daughters of the Dust, broke down that barrier in a dramatic fashion. A look at Gula culture off the coast of South Carolina and Georgia. Now, if you don't understand the Gulan culture, okay? Gulan culture basically showed a lot of settlers there how to farm rice. Okay, that's where we get a lot, how to do farming, and not only that farming, but also, okay, not only farming, but also how to live on land. Okay, how to live on the land. Now, don't mind me, people. I am going through a lot of goofball instances here where our stream connection is always in jeopardy when the sun comes up. I don't know why. Okay. I don't know why. But anyway, let's stay on track here for a second. Because we got to deal with it on that end. All right. So, yeah, Julie Dash. And then there's also, now believe it or not, Darnell Martin. No relation to Paul Martin or Jennifer Reed Martin. Best friends. Darnell Martin has done what precious few mortals have. She's directed Beyonce in a film. The writer-director first came onto the scene in 1994 with I Like It Like That, dramatic comedy about a Puerto Rican couple. From there, she found her niche in TV directing, handling episodes of everything from Grey's Anatomy to Oz to ER. In 2008, she jumped back into film, writing and directing Cadillac Records, a biopic about the rise of record label Chess Records, in which Beyonce portrays a brassy Etta James. And it was kind of interesting, though, to sit up and watch that film because it pretty much depicts the same, racist overtones that the music industry always has and still continues to do so. Especially what's left of the Big Seven. A lot of people don't realize that the Big Seven had a lot to do with people getting record deals, 360 deals, that sort of thing. Anyway, yeah. So needless to say, from a Puerto Rican, Darnell Martin. Puerto Rican? Yeah, you black. We got your sister. Yeah, you black. All right. We got your sister. Anyway, also Dee Rees. Okay. Having Spike Lee in your corner can really help a fledgling film actor or film director, or depending upon if he likes who he likes. At 27 years old, Dee Rees enrolled at NYU's film school where she met the Oscar-winning director and interned on his film. In that time, she wrote a short, Pariah, which eventually became a feature film in 2011. The film was a critical hit, garnering a fresh 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. Next on the young director's plate is an HBO biopic about Bessie Smith starring Queen Latifah. Guys, take a look at this. All right, take a look at this. This is your history. This is your history making history. Okay, that's what has to happen. Is that we got to know the instances of our pioneers. We have to have the instance of knowing exactly who's doing what, when, and where, and how we can connect with these people. No, we can't sit up and say, okay, well, you're going to get you're going to get a special prize if you actually, do this. Okay, last but not least, Yuzon Palsy. In 1989, French West Indies director Yuzon Palsy became the first black female director to have a film produced by a major Hollywood studio, MGM. It was, quote unquote, a dry white season. You guys remember that? Dry white season? A heavy political drama about apartheid in South Africa. Starred Donald Sutherland, Susan Sarandon, and Marlon Brando, who was nominated for an Oscar and a Golden Globe for his role. The film is also notable for being the only movie Brando ever did with a female director. And a black one at that. Take that, Jody. Straight up. You know, get your Felicia ass up out of the industry. Prior to that, she won a César Award, one of the highest film awards in France, for her 1984 film, Rue Cases Negresses, Black Shack Alley. Okay, that's that in French. Or you don't know your French, then you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Alright, so there it is, people. There is your present day black history making steps and striding to be better. Okay, but more importantly, to let you know that their opportunities are out there. All you have to do is make them and believe in yourself and what you're doing. Okay, now that we got that out of, and that's our part, and that's us doing our part in the KTNG 860 AM special of African mental liberation from sport, mystery, and black history. So open your mind to freedom and know the price to get. Know the price to get it. Speaking about getting it, oh my God. Okay. We're still working with the fact that, there is some craziness going on out there. And this craziness is honed. It is honed craziness. It really is. It really is. It really is. And I find it almost, hilarious to a certain extent that, your establishment, your fundamental institution is rife with racism. From the Hill 10 hours ago, Grassley, incensed by Sessions' criticism of proposed sentencing reform legislation. What does sentencing reform mean to you? Does it mean that they can wipe away with the clause of double jeopardy in the court system? Or they're just trying to make it that much more easier for Cheeseburger to deport people? Let's find out. Senator Chuck Grassley on Wednesday torched Attorney General Jeff Sessions for his quote-unquote attempt to undermine a bipartisan drug sentencing reform bill. Incensed by Sessions' letter, an attempt to undermine Grassley, Durbin, Lee, bipartisan criminal justice reforms, the bill deserves thoughtful consideration before my committee. AG's executive laws, Congress writes them. AG, Attorney Generals execute laws, Congress writes them, Grassley tweeted. Okay? This craziness with y'all tweet, political people should not be tweeting at all. To be honest, you should not be tweeting at all, because it's almost offensive to the rest of the world that has to read garbage. This is the real garbage that comes out and is espoused for his fake news. So I just want you guys to have that perspective. The Attorney General said the bill weakens. The bill weakens the punishments for criminals and risk allowing the very worst criminals back into society by allowing judges to retroactively reduce sentences. Because there's two things that are happening: black and brown overcrowding of prisons, and two, American taxpayers just don't want any more damn prisons in their backyard. Okay? So legislation reintroduced last year after previously failing in the Senate would reduce mandatory minimum sentences for nonviolent offenders at the end of the mandatory 3 strikes rule that calls for repeat offenders to be sentenced to life in prison. So, let me say this now for all my dumbasses out there who are basically on the verge of getting a first strike. To my dumbasses who come out and go back and do the exact same thing because, muy loco en la cabeza. Okay? What that simply means is that if you come out of jail, you come out of prison, and the first damn thing you got on your mind is robbing somebody because you can't think outside of your little man in the can syndrome bullshit, you're a sucker. You fell into their trap. Okay? Senator Mike Lee also indicated support. Grassley says the legislation would allow nonviolent offenders with a minimal criminal histories a better chance to become productive members of society. Sessions, who's always talked about, he's always staked out his Attorney General legacy as being tough on crime argued the bill makes it easier for serious drug traffickers to re-enter society. If they're serious drug traffickers, how do you? It's an oxymoron, like jumbo shrimp. How is it that you have a minimal criminal history, you're a non-violent offender, but in the same sentence, these guys are going to call you a serious drug trafficker at the same time? I've seen only one Korean dude actually go to jail overnight, and he looked like he was constipated. He looked like he was shitting on himself, moment after moment after moment. But he just had that look on him. But then too, kimchi coming out that ass, man, smells like, I don't know, it smells like the worst sewer. Well, not like, you know, not like the Pacific Ocean off the Santa Monica Pier. Anyway, the bill weakens penalties for repeat serious drug traffickers, including those who used a gun and those with significant criminal histories, and would reduce the sentences of and potentially allow for the early releases of many dangerous felons in real prison now, including heroin traffickers, firearms felons, and those who are members of violent drug cartels and gangs like MS-13. This has nothing to do, and I repeat, it has nothing to do with, say, you know, with a non-violent offender. So, in that same instance, I'm asking you this particular question. Is a non-violent offender a serious drug trafficker? One that carries a gun, one who traffics heroin, human beings, okay, belongs to a cartel, and has, you know, is a repeat offender. If that is a criminal, an offender with minimal criminal history, okay? But now you're they're clumping things, okay? They're clumping things, which means it makes it that much more easier to go to jail. You understand me? Doesn't matter if it's your first strike or not. It's all about your color. But once you get rid of that color line and imprisonment, then we can go right back to doing what we've always been known to always. In the 90s, you got to be looking over your shoulder. Keep you on fear. Keep you on fear. All right, keep you on fear. All right, real quick for the halfway point. Let's talk about the 14 presidents who were members of one of the most mysterious and powerful secret societies in history. Oh my God. Okay. Let's see. Freemasonry has attracted much speculation and even a few conspiracy theories since its inception. Numerous United States presidents have been drawn to the all-male secret society throughout history. Some presidents, like Harry Truman, were able to forge their leadership abilities through masonry. Others, like Andrew Jackson, attracted criticism for belonging to what was viewed as a strange and elitist group. Almost a third of the United States presidents have been Freemasons. How about that for Black History Month? All right? The Masonic symbol can be found anywhere. The Masonic lodges are damn near just as, you know, synonymous with McDonald's. Okay. Today there are several other offshoots of Freemasonry, but the branch that most people would recognize requires that members be men and profess belief in the existence of a deity. What deity could that be? Okay. Baphomet, the devil, or worse than the devil, cheeseburger. Conversations about politics and religion are banned, and a secret text must be displayed in each lodge. Candidates must get through 3 degrees of the craft in order to become Freemasons. First, they are initiated. You know that phrase, everything's gravy, eyes wide shut? That's what it is? Initiated? Yeah, you're being initiated. Bro, you're being initiated, okay? Take one for the team or take a team out. One or the other. It doesn't matter, you know, how they're going to get you to do these stupid things, but you can rest assured that eventually, people are going to really start to understand why we have so many missing children and have not found them since 1970. Anyway, candidates must get through 3 degrees, okay, and then they are passed to the level of fellow craft, and then finally raised as full Masons if the people in the lodge vote them in. Okay, so you got to go through all this mess. Okay, so what drew the grand total of 14 chief executives, 15 if you count LBJ, who was initiated but never raised to become Freemasons? Let's take a look at some of those experiences and find out there, you know what I mean? Let's see if we can find some. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's find out. Let's find out real quick. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's go through these. Okay. George Washington. Was a Freemason and a slave owner. James Monroe, slave owner. Okay. Let's see. He's a Mason. He was a Mason. Andrew Jackson. Mr. $5 bill. Mason. James Polk. Mason. James Buchanan. Mason. Andrew Johnson. Mason. James Garfield, who only served a few months as his president before being cut down by assassins, was a Mason. I mean, he had the quickest term. You know, I was wondering, you know, if there's a way we can like have a time machine, go back and get the assassinator, and go have and show him cheeseburger and say, yo, well, make him a Manchurian candidate. You know the works. Anyway, William McKinley, Mason. Theodore Roosevelt, Mason. Okay. Let's see, William Taft, Mason. William Harding, Warren Harding, Mason. Oh boy, I tell you, it's scary. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Mason. Harry Truman, Mason. Gerald Ford, Mason. None of them black. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. But the legacy is pretty much masonry. Anyway, this is the halfway point here of the KTNG Morning Show. We're simulcast live on Facebook and YouTube. We're having a fun day here with information. So if anything, you get to YouTube, hit subscribe, like, and follow us through 2018 as one of your alternative choices for comedic, social, political comedy, news, music, documentaries, Zulu Nation, you name it, we put it here. Teen Day, okay? We're working on the Teen Tea Time thing, which is basically sponsored. It's going to be sponsored by, you know, people who basically are going to be paying for their ad space here on the, you know, on the station. So guess what? Think I'm getting paid. Yeah, but it's something I love to do. Right? So again, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening and you're watching on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Ooh. Okay, if you guys don't believe me on YouTube, check this out. All right, there you go. There it is. All right. See, now YouTube got a chance to see it. Facebook got a chance to see. You guys got a chance to like look at each other. So that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's go on through the rest of the world and see what the hell we got going on here. Now, as of yesterday, as you all know, that the plan is coming down the pipeline, and of course, by next year, we are all going to move from survivor status to what is known as, quote unquote, scavenger. Okay, you're going to be a scavenger, isn't that right, Flash? Oh, you saved everyone else? I'm Flash. Drive. For the ultimate sucker punch, and DJ Sucker Punch says, you know, save your nuts. And he really meaning this now in many ways. Please save your freaking nuts. All right, please, for the love of God, please, because from the Washington Post about 9 hours ago, shock and awe is happening. We would literally not survive. How Cheeseburger's plans for the social safety net would affect America's poorest. Okay, if you guys are going to be affected by this, I suggest you save your nuts and move to Italy. Okay? Since the day in January 2010, when teenager Courtney Bias and her 1-week-old daughter were kicked out of her mother's house, the young family has slept wherever they can, under bridges, strangers' floors in city parks. Most of us who have been homeless, we already know this scenario. Today, 25-year-old Bias, her boyfriend, and their 3 young children are renting part of a friend's apartment outside Baltimore. They scrape by on his wages from construction and landscaping jobs, relying on federal food stamps to help feed their children and Medicaid for doctor's visits. Bias has also been on the wait list for subsidized housing for the past 7 years and was told 2018 would be the year she would finally move into her own apartment. But after hearing Cheeseburger's administration's plan to overhaul the social safety net, Bias is afraid that she and her family could wind up on the streets where they start. Quote, my kids and I We're in a lot of sticky situations before, I said. We can't wait another 7 years to get off that list. The president's budget proposal released Monday would slash nearly $500 billion over the next 10 years from the main three pillars of the social safety net: Medicaid, federal housing assistance, and supplemental nutrition assistance program, better known as SNAP, or food stamps. I'm still looking for the people that got away in, like, I think it was like 1991, no, 92, 93. These guys had a van, they had a copy machine in the van, and they made off with $500,000 in food stamps that they could print. They're in Mexico somewhere, who knows. Anyway, any poverty advocates say cuts and a radical restructuring, substituting food boxes for food stamps. That's got to be the most chinchiest excuse for trying to, like, build the fucking wall, right? And introducing work requirements for subsidizing housing could make life more precarious for 90 million. See, the number raised from 80 million yesterday to 90 million. Low-income Americans who rely on at least one of those programs, potentially pushing millions off the programs and reducing benefits for the ones who are left. Meaning you seniors. Okay, here's what Cheeseburger's saying. If you're stupid enough to lay down and have a freaking baby with an idiot, you're going to raise an idiot child. Okay? It's not my responsibility. It's not the public's responsibility to take care of your ass. All right? Flat out. All right? And here's something else that will add to this argument. Is that instead of me paying taxes for you lazy motherfuckers to sit on your ass and do nothing but whine and bitch all damn day, why don't you get a job? That sort of thing. By dramatically curtailing spending on these programs, the administration has said it can shrink the deficit and focus benefits on the truly needy. Now, my question is this: who are the truly needy? Who are truly the truly needy? Okay? I've never heard or never seen of anything that remotely says anything about who is needy. I'll tell you who's needy. There's going to be seniors that are needy. There are going to be people who have mental issues who are still going to be needy. Okay? There are teenagers having kids who are going to be needy. And they're going to need to be trained to not only understand what being a parent is, but also being a responsible adult. Okay? Don't let your hormones forget to put a rubber on your dick. Okay? Don't let peer pressure make you give up your panties. Okay? All right? Okay, so if anything, if anything, what this article basically says altogether is that there is, like, multiple stories of people who are suffering in this wide net financial irresponsibility. The government is trying to spend buku money on the backs of the taxpayers while saying, oh, well, guess what, taxpayer, you're getting a lot of money back. But you're going to pay twice as much in taxes to fund my wall, fund my military, and fund whatever other idiotic thing that Melania has me think I should do. You see, Cheeseburger ain't no man. Okay? That boy's a big-ass pussy, straight up. Now, speaking about loose affiliations here, here's a story here from which has always been a system of redlining against people of color in this country. And I don't care where you go, it's always harder to save your money with an institution that basically says no all the freaking time and puts up higher hurdles than anything else. So instead of helping the community, they want to make sure the community dies or the generation dies in that community so they can reinvent it and make it more of a cash cow that they can milk forever and ever and ever and ever, not realizing that they're giving their damn money straight to the Queen of England. CBRE, people, check them out. Associated Press 7 hours ago. 50 years after the federal Fair Housing Act banned racial discrimination in lending, African Americans and Latinos continue to be routinely denied conventional mortgage loans at rates far higher than their white counterparts. This modern-day redlining persisted in 61 metro areas, even when controlling for applicants' income, loan amount, and neighborhood, according to millions of Home Mortgage Disclosure Act records analyzed by Reveal from the Center for Investigative Reporting. I'm gonna talk to them people. Okay, the year-long analysis based on 31 million records relied on techniques used by lending academics, the Federal Reserve, and Department of Justice to identify lending disparities. Found a particular pattern of troubling denials for people of color across the country, including in major metropolitan areas such as Atlanta, Detroit, Philadelphia, St. Louis, and San Antonio. African Americans face the most resistance in southern cities, Mobile, Alabama, Greenville, North Carolina, Gainesville, Florida, and Latinos in Iowa City, Iowa. No matter their location, loan applicants told similar stories describing an uphill battle with a loan officer who said they seemed to be fishing for a reason to say no. That's because they have canned answers. I thought you guys knew this. Okay, I had a fair amount of savings and still had so much trouble just left and right, said Rachel Farrell, a 33-year-old black woman who was rejected twice by lenders when she tried to buy a brick row house close to Malcolm X Park in Philadelphia. African Americans were 2.7 times as likely as whites to be denied a conventional mortgage. Wow. Okay. Now you can't tell me that racism is not an institution. Okay. It is not a social construct. It is an institution. Okay. I don't know what Dilly Bitch was up in UK that was like arguing about that shit, but I caught the argument and everything. She's like, oh, racism is a social construct. And it's like, no, it's not. It's an institution. It was developed. It was practically made in the UK. Okay. Well, Portugal had a huge hand in this shit because, needless to say, Queen Charlotte, your mama was black. You just didn't want that. So you want to colonize and rob and rape and ravage the whole freaking world for gold, which all winds up in where? The Vatican? And if anybody went down to the basement in the Vatican and see how much money they actually have, basically you can see why they keep paying off these people or these guys who have been sexually assaulted by priests, Catholic priests. Do you not follow the bouncing ball here? Or are you that gap between your Starbucks and your Xbox? Somewhere in between that you have a brain, but for the most part and so forth, it may become as small as a picket. Okay. So needless to say, what this story is all because it's basically the same crap that's going over and over and over and over. Okay. And with the U.S. Census, the Census Bureau out there's like, basically a lot of bank associations out there that are not going to cater to, people of color. Okay, so here's the deal, people, and we had this happen before, but unfortunately, nepotism is the first step in corruption. Compton, you're good for that shit all freaking day. You know it. The mayor knows it. Jana Zarita with her big fat ass, she knows it. Isaac Galvan with his stupid little SpongeBob head still doing it. And Mike and Charles Duffy, you need to just go. You need to just go because you're ineffectual as a city attorney altogether. All right. So, America's largest bank, J.P. Morgan Chase & Company, has argued that the data should remain closed off, even to academics citing privacy concerns, but yet still, clouts and touts, people. So when you have what I'm trying to tell you guys basically is this. We develop our own financial system that is not dealing with the American Bankers Association. We have our own way of capitulating our money, our interest, and therefore using it for real estate. So those of you who are black owners that have real estate think you can hold on to that shit and pass it on to your kids forever and ever and ever and ever, let me tell you this. The best thing to do is to start your power base from the real estate that you own. Consolidate all of your personal indulgences as consumers. Suppress that for a while. And think on the larger side of the community. Okay? If both black and brown people can come together and do that, you can open your own monetary system instead of waiting for the drug cartels to move in and say, hey, we got a place where we can launder money. Okay? Like Western Union. Yeah. Milo, Plus says his anti-Mexico speech canceled at UCLA. Okay, when does some psychosonomic Greek dumbass comes up to UCLA and says, I have an anti-Mexico speech that I need to read and tell you people about who you are, despite with like say great American cheeseburgers basically told you that you're going to be a great country, but yet still you have a lot of murderers, thieves, and and all that crap going on. And it's almost I guess in a sense like just had the damn story too. Crapola. I guess I did that one. Did that one. Solid, I guess. Solid. Did I do a solid on that one? Yeah, I did too. Oh man. Let's see who. Hang on. I know I got this damn story. Let's see. Let's see. I hope this actually works. If not, then we're gonna have like some little sticky problems. The guy basically got his speech canceled. Okay, now about 20 some odd years ago, that same type of speech was going after the 4 officers in the Rodney King verdict walked scot-free. Simi Valley. And in Simi Valley, that is home to every law enforcement officer. They have their own little town. So if I'm showing up at a rally that decries, federal justice against white supremacy, then obviously, this was basically taken upon the porch of like say, we have to speak up or say something about this. So as a militant, surrounded by 4 dogs and 14 cops with riot gear, trying to look into my bag and think that I have a bomb in it, was utterly absurd. Okay? Just because I'm walking around there saying, free to Chicago 7. That sort of thing. All right? But it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting to see that nowadays it has not changed. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Okay? You can have speakers at any place on the planet, but if they're discussing racism from their perspective, and they're not even Americans, for the love of God, people, who are we actually talking to? All right. Okay, I think I may be able to pull this story up because it sounds fascinating to me. I want to get this off before anything else goes bluey. Oh, I thought I had it. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to go without that story there for a second. All right, anyway, the bottom line is this, people. There's a lot. As soon as I get ready to say that, then it's like, oh, goodness gracious. Let's see. They didn't even have the damn thing. I don't see how, I don't see how anybody could sit there and say that they have. Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, the shit has been canceled. And I found the story, so I think you guys know this is not completely on the echo box syndrome that we got going on here, but more or less a telltale of saying, okay, this is what's going on here. Guys are missing the picture here. How come Milo Yiannopoulos, the right-wing rabble-rouser, whose campus appearances have sparked widespread protests, is headed to UCLA this month, but this time to talk about what he hates most about Mexico. Okay, this sounds like a mad tour. This sounds like a rich kid that became a tourist, that sat on his mommy and daddy's money, toured around the world and so forth, and had a very biased opinion on how other people live outside of his backyard. Our backyard is loaded with shit right now. It really is. Okay, we have a shitty president who talks shit about other nations and doesn't see how much shit that is sitting right here in the back of his own shitty little backyard. You have an opiate addiction that comes from the Afghanistan war with yours truly. Okay, yours truly, Osama bin Laden, not Obama Hussein, Barack Obama, okay, not Barack Obama Hussein. All right. Problem here, okay, is that America's blind side has been blind. Most Americans have been blindsided by our government, straight out. And every time we are blindsided by our government, I can't help but laugh at this. I can't help but laugh at the systemic reasons why we keep falling into the same traps over and over and over again. Okay, so here it is. This guy, in less than 24 hours after putting tickets up to the event on sale, the Brewing Republicans, voted Wednesday to cancel his February 26th talk, 10 Things I Hate About Mexico. Okay, the student group did not immediately confirm the decision, but Yiannopoulos blasted the university's faculty for what he called an attempt to intimidate their students into stifling free speech. Okay, there's a difference between free speech, hate speech, and idiotic nonsense. I provide all three, but this jackass here, he's basically creating what is known as a center for elitism. So I only want the elite minds to understand my level of freedom of speech. So that way I can talk down to them and tell them, I had a problem when I went to Mexico on that cruise line ship that I paid $5.99 for the damn room for. Okay, I hate to tell you this, homeboy. I hate to tell you this, Mr. Yiannopoulos, whatever your lollipop ass name is. First and foremost, we outnumber you. Okay, you. I don't care where you come from, what your mama, what your daddy's influence was, or anything of that nature, or what school you went to. You don't even have a doctorate. You don't even have a profession or anything of that nature. But I can't tell you this much. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, stop pretending to be a white racist. Okay? We have standards for white supremacy here, and you are fucking them up. Okay? All right? All right? That sort of thing. So, let's see. Oh, he goes on to say, in 2 years in dozens of colleges, I've never seen students crumble to pressure this quickly before, and all because I wanted to tell a few jokes about MS-13. It's shameful. Let's see, we'll call him Yanni for now. It said the talk was timely with Congress moving to tackle immigration reform. Cheeseburger and the Republicans make an economic and law and order case against uncontrolled immigration from Mexico. Okay, nobody said anything about what's coming in from Canada. Okay, nobody said anything about what Tom Cruise came from out of Canada and he's making my Mission Impossible movie again. Okay, when does it stop? When does Scientology stop, tricking you guys into saying, yeah, let's do it on the southbound? But then again, anything below the New Jersey Turnpike is the Mason-Dixon line, and if you're in the south, you're definitely in the south, horizontally as well as geographically south, regardless. So across the line, there's a lot of racism. Okay, there's a little stigma of racism just about everywhere. My classes, look at hell. I gotta get new ones anyway. And I gotta get me some smoking material. I gotta call the police. To put it another way, he goes on. He says, "What would runaway immigration from Mexico mean for women, for women, people of color, queer people, and trans folk?" Okay. It's kind of an interesting talk because he wants to say it's all free speech, but it's more or less like it's disguised mockery, cynicism, and of course, his ability to get up underneath your skin. Just like that JT Taylor, whatever the fuck his name is, walking around talking about, oh, I know everybody in the industry, and making my money, by holding seminars and charging people $89,000. But you got the nerve to come up to a brother like myself and say, I'd never buy anything from you. You don't even know me. I'm mostly retail. But you know something? JT, just like you and this Yanni guy right here, you hold your own racism at a check for what you can get out of people. You see the green, and you act mean. You Like I'm gonna sit here and take guff from some multi-millionaire. I don't care who you are. If you can't throw your chingazos in the street, you ain't shit to me. Straight up. You know? Don't set yourself up to be a pretty boy and whatnot, only to find your ass sitting in jail. Like some people I know. Okay? Right now, you gotta look at the garbage that's going on around you, and who presents those garbage, and how much garbage you inherently had believed in all your life. Change your core values, people, because whatever it is that's holding you up in your own destiny, basically your own fate. Anyway, let's get down here to the road and say good morning to everybody in the morning. Learn to be a little bit more human. Doesn't matter now if you're black or white or anything else. All that matters is how much money you are supposed to have. Poverty, the great poverty recession is on its way. And with that will be the standing call of millions of people in this country who will honestly sit there and say, we have had enough. That's right. We have had enough. Anyway, let me say good morning to everybody this morning. This is your good morning shout up. Okay. Coming to you live on Facebook as well as YouTube. Subscribe, hit that like button, join the conversation, say whatever you gotta say. Even say hello. Good grief. All right. It is the day after Valentine's Day, so at this particular point, I think in many cases, most of you should be sober. Okay? That's all. You should be sober. Anyway, let's start with Walter Jenkins, the man who remembers the legendary icon, the dude who helped put the funky booty day back together. All together. All right? So, Maria Sashiri, I gotta say good morning to you because you always like my videos and so forth. So, Miss Sashiri, thank you so much. All right? Also, let's see. Tana Mason with her craziness. Good morning. I don't know why my nieces have so much drama. I don't understand. Anyway, Darren and Darren Malloy. I know you guys are doing the movie thing and so forth with Corey Malloy. I know you guys are basically supporting. Good morning. Paul Martin. My trailer trash brother, the man who does it all, the man who basically is like my right arm and I'm his left arm. We're a Frankensteinish amalgamation of friendship, put it that way. Okay, that's my boy, man. That's my boy. Love him to death, man. Love him to death. Rock. But it's Iris, famed mom, and then basically been a stalwart here as far as like a supporter of what I do here. I love you very much. Ernest Franklin, love you too. You crazy kid, get better. Soul Sonic Biggs, good morning. Clarence Wilford, good morning. Chuck Freeze, good morning. Roxanne Shante, the real Roxanne. Okay. Madam Bun, that's what I call her. Bernard Moore. I have a lot of, there's some like, notable, people that are like on my feed. Scott Rock Jr., how about that? Zulu Nation, Universal Zulu Nation. 496,000 people, can I be wrong? As soon as we get some money up and so forth, hopefully, we'll be able to do what is known as a boost. We'll do a massive boost here. To see how far we've gotten our reach done within the first 6 months of being here in good old Colorado Springs, which is very, very sunny today. God has an afro. All right. And it's going to be pretty warm, so I'm going to enjoy this day, make a few phone calls, do a lot of stuff online, and get some things happening here. And cook dinner tonight. So I guess EBT Chef, Ghetto Chef's gonna be in the house. Let me see if we can actually get him to do this shit live today. It's one of my alter egos, my personality. I don't know. Alright, let's keep saying good morning to all these people that we do know. Bent Rock coming in late, coming in hot. Helen Jackson, I always say good morning to you. Crazy. I love her though. She's so much fun. She's so much fun. Dr. Nigel Daring for the question today. The question of the day is, how come we never hear, for example, basically, let me read the whole statement so you guys can understand the question here. A former student shot and killed 17 students at a Florida high school yesterday. My heart goes out to the victims and their families. Indeed, I share the sadness of the school and the community. Okay, hey, wait a minute, that was not even supposed to come up there yet. Get out of here. All right, good grief. I'm on the last 8 minutes, so let me have mine, damn it. Jeez. All right, don't hate the player. Loot Troop Rockers. Rockers are in the house. More finesse is banned, people. Okay, but as the question goes, he goes, I am indeed share the sadness of the school and the community, but these kinds of incidences aren't isolated in American society. I wonder why. How come we never hear, for example, of a student in Nigeria or in Guyana or India doing the exact same thing? Why does this kind of violence affect American society in particular? Again, my answer is quite simple. It's because we have a culture of violence here. Okay, this is all violent before rap, before that. Okay. Let's go back to say like the genocide of the Indians, genocide of the Chinese, genocide of the Japanese, genocide of every other people that we have on this freaking planet, and yet still our genocide is continuously generation after generation after generation, and yet still we can't get reparation, we can't get paid. What? Into laziness? Think about it. All right, people, I'm done. I'm out of here. I got to get my ass in gear, that sort of thing. I know, Helen, I know you're live right about now, so let me take a look at you. Freaky little person, you. Anyway, okay. Anyway, I enjoy what I do and I enjoy having fun here. But most importantly, my thing is never done. So if anything, people, I would suggest you get out there, make do with what you got, but more importantly, improve your lot around you by improving the lives of the people that you are surrounded by. That way you can have heaven in this great big hell that we call earth. But most importantly, treat each other with respect and with the dignity of human beings. Okay? That's where our greatest strength is. And when we combine our strengths with that has nothing to do with any type of economy whatsoever, we do it on a soulful level. We outnumber the rich 50 to fucking 1. All right? So let's get together, join together, and become the evolution of the revolution that is everyone's solution. And get it out there, and then let's get it on and blast that ass, because there are people out there being asses. Anyway, I got to get out of here. I love you guys and so forth, but most importantly, whatever you do, do well. Be happy in life, and make sure that your happiness is the most thing considerable. Okay? And if nobody cares about your happiness, walk away from them dumbasses. They're only small little pickets. Okay? So therefore, if anything, we're live from Facebook. We're simulcast from Facebook and Monday through Friday, as well as YouTube, and then all live on air. You can catch it on ktng860am.org or on Facebook or on YouTube. The KTNG Morning Show. We have dozens of shows. Love you guys and so forth, but I gotta get out of here. There's things I need to do. Okay, and I need to, corrupt some people along the way. Anyway, whatever you do, people, make sure you have something great and wonderful day, but more importantly, make sure that, you smile 1,000 watts in your face, that sort of thing. And make sure, make sure nobody can steal your shine. Okay, shine on, shine long, and shine bright. And never let anyone take your smile. This has been the KTNG Morning Show. Stay tuned for more information that we like to call audio docs. And most importantly, the music that I can play here because ooh, I love my remixes. All right, I'm out of here, people. Love, peace, and chicken grease. See you guys the next day. It is foliated, cemented donuts day. Love, peace, and chicken grease. YouTube, I'm out of here. Booyah, I'm out of here. Love, peace, chicken grease. Facebook, we done. And of course, we're done here. Yeah, baby. Cool. Oh boy, they only give me 42 minutes on this one. So bad. It's so bad. It really is.